Japan is an island country in East Asia, located in the northwest Pacific Ocean. It is bordered on the west by the Sea of Japan, and extends from the Sea of Okhotsk in the north toward the East China Sea and Taiwan in the south. Part of the Ring of Fire, Japan spans an archipelago of 6,852 islands. Tokyo is Japan's capital. Japan is one of the most densely populated and urbanized countries. It is a great power and a member of numerous international organizations. After World War II, Japan experienced record growth in an economic miracle, becoming the second largest economy in the world by 1990. Japan is a global leader in the automotive and electronics industries. Japan has made significant contributions to science and technology. Ranked very high, Japan is well known around the world, including its art, cuisine, music, and popular culture, which encompasses prominent comic, animation, and video game industries. There are 10 main etiquettes and business manners to keep in mind when you seek to conduct business with the Japanese. 1. Politeness. In Japan, politeness is very closely connected to respect. Treat even the youngest attendant of the meeting with respect and they won't forget it. 2. Reliability. Needless to say, reliability is the base of trust and cooperation. So be on time. And if you can't be, tell your business partner well in advance. Also, if you call them 1 hour prior to the meeting, that makes you more reliable. Always stick to the timetable and take care of deadlines. 3. Time for preparation. If you wish your business partner to sign a document or look at some data, they will much appreciate it if you send the documents as early in advance of a meeting as possible. 4. Outfit. In Japan, business people would usually stick to simple and dark colors such as black or gray since they tend to look clean and more professional. Anyway, you'll be fine with formal business attire, just as you would expect your European business partner to wear. 5. Greeting business partners with a decent bow. Japanese don't shake hands, but bow. Japanese who are not used to Europeans might get very unconfident when you rush onto them, shaking their hands. Wait for their reaction. If they offer you their hand, it is okay to shake it. If they don't and bow to you instead, mimic that movement just slightly to show your respect. 6. Interest. It is important that you show your interest in your business partner by taking a lot of notes during a meeting, and make a lot of inquiries about the company and projects. Your business partner will appreciate it a lot. 7. Distance. Keep in mind that the first meeting with Japanese might feel a little bit stiff, because they need to get to know you first. So keep your distance. If you are getting along, in later meetings the feeling of distance might change a lot, so just be patient. 8. Unknown rules. If you are unsure of some rules or just don't know they exist, for example where to sit, wait for the action of your business partner and until he tells you where to sit. This is not only the safest way not to violate rules, it will be also recognized as politeness and respect. 9. Business dinner. There are a lot of rules around eating and drinking. Here are 2 you should consider. Never stick your chopsticks into your food, but place them next to your plate. If your cup is empty, your business partner will fill it for you, and it is much appreciated if you do the same to him. 10. Exchanging business cards is a must-do business custom in Japan in formal settings. In Japan you should treat the cards you receive like they were a part of the person. Show your respect by giving and receiving the cards with both hands. Don't write on them, don't flip them, just keep them on top of the table and confirm you are pronouncing the name correctly. Japanese culture. Japan has a fascinating and multifaceted culture, and here are some particular parts that whenever you see this, you think of Japan. 1 people, 1 race. Japanese people appear to be one of the most socially and ethnically homogeneous groups in the world. Shinto, Buddhism, and the Japanese belief system. Religion in Japan is a mishmash of ideas from Shintoism and Buddhism. Religion in Japan is a moral code, a way of living, and luck, fate and superstition are important to the Japanese. Sports. Japan's de facto national sport, although this is not an official status, is sumo. And some others considered as Japanese national sports are kendo, karate, aikido and judo. Food. Aside from sushi, popular dishes include donburi, which is a simmered fish, meat or vegetables served over rice. Onigiri. Small parcels of rice wrapped in dried seaweed. Kaya. A rice porridge. Mochi. Pounded rice cakes. And chazuki. Cooked rice with green tea, often served with salmon or cod roe, to name a few. Drinks. Japan is a country of drinkers, and a few rituals should be considered before taking a tipple. A word you'll hear quite often is kanpai, cheers in Japanese. Geisha. Geisha or artist was one of the occupations of Japanese women in the old days. Considered to be skilled in art and enjoyment during the 18th and 19th centuries. Manga. Manga is the unique drawings in Japanese style which focuses on the story and the use of simple but elegant lines, etc. Samurai in the way of the warrior. Although samurai no longer exist, the influence of these great warriors still manifests itself deeply in Japanese culture, and samurai heritage can be seen all over Japan. Cherry blossom. Spring in Japan can only mean one thing: cherry blossom. In ancient Japan, cherry blossom had great importance because it announced the rice planting season, and it was praised in numerous poems of the era. How the Japanese dress. There are typically two types of clothing worn in Japan. Traditional Japanese clothing called wafuku, and Western clothing called yofuku, which encompasses all else not recognized as either national dress or the dress of another country. Traditional Japanese fashion represents a long-standing history of traditional culture. Now let's see what traditional Japanese fashions that are still worn today. The kimono is labeled as the national costume of Japan. Obi are typically long, rectangular belts that can be decorated and colored in a variety of different ways. Yukata is an unlined cotton summer kimono. Hopi is a traditional tube-sleeved Japanese coat, usually worn only during festivals. Furisodi. The furisodi is a kimono for young women. Nagajuban, usually worn under kimono. Tabi are traditional Japanese socks worn with thong footwear. Nowadays, teenagers like to wear dresses that focuses on fashion. For adults or working age, they will focus on simple but good-looking dress. And most importantly, Japanese people focus on brand-named clothing. Here are some quick-fire tips on how to successfully negotiate with the Japanese. 1. Take time to get to know them. 2. Do your best to answer everyone's questions and concerns. 3. Don't push people for answers or commitments. 4. Be patient on awaiting for their decision. 5. Be flexible in leisure time only, not in the meeting room. 6. Never interpret the taking time of them as time wasting. 7. Once the Japanese are ready to go, they expect you to be so too. So always be prepared. 8. Be prepared to invest time in relationship building. Taking time with them is what you will absolutely need. 9. Impersonal and unemotional style. Try to approach the negotiation with a mix of facts and statistics, as well as personality and warmth. Lucky colors. About colors, there are many colors which are considered as auspicious or lucky by the Japanese people. So let us take a look at what are these lucky colors and what do they mean. Red. The color of protection. To protect people from evil and disaster. Blue. Represents purity and calmness. White. A blessed and sacred color, used in traditional wedding and the Japanese national flag. Green. The color of life and growth. It also represents eternity and vitality. Purple. Purple is worn by high-level officials and the royal imperial family. Gold. Symbolic of wealth and prestige. Techniques. Japanese consumers prioritize brand trust, reputation, quality, and value over price. So taking these into account as you build your Japanese marketing strategy is key. Here are 4 behaviors to consider if you want to succeed in the Japanese market. 1. Space saving. This buying behavior is partially due to the reality of limited living space in Japan, Tokyo in particular. Japanese consumers need a good reason to buy something new. 2. Cost conscious. Japanese consumers would rather purchase fewer, higher quality products. Shopping around, comparing products online, and saving money by going out less are key factors in their shopping behavior. 3. Luxury-centered. Japan is one of the largest luxury markets in the world, and a highly lucrative target market for luxury brands. If you're a luxury brand, don't be concerned about your price point. Instead, justify your price positioning by proving your brand value. 4. Reputation-focused. Honor and reputation are highly valued in Japanese culture, so having both in your brand representation is crucial to in-market engagement. Negativity about your products or ethics could be damaging because other people's opinions hold a lot of weight for Japanese consumers. Marketing to Japanese consumers. When marketing to Japanese consumers, emphasize the quality and value of your brand. Here are 3 things to keep in mind as you spread your brand message. 1. Advertising. Japanese consumers were more likely to rate advertising as eye-catching, more than some other countries, and don't consider online ads to be distracting. With proper consideration of Japanese consumer behavior, online and offline advertising will likely produce results. 2. Language and localization. The best approach is to strategically localize content that's relevant to your Japanese target market. Doing this will quickly build trust, engagement, and brand loyalty. You can even adapt your product or service for regional preference to establish more of a personal, authentic connection with Japanese consumers. 3. Holidays and seasons. Many Japanese employees receive annual bonuses during the summer months, resulting in higher spending in luxury goods, leisure, and travel. Understanding your audience and being familiar with seasonal trends are key to marketing in Japan. Build marketing campaigns around them. This can be a great way of integrating your brand into Japanese culture. Product innovation. For Japan and elsewhere in the world, it will be innovation that unquestionably will resolve the issues we face in the future. Japan is committed to being the very first country to prove that it is possible to grow through innovation, even when its population declines. Japan is rapidly moving towards Society 5.0, adding a 5th chapter to the 4 major stages of human development: hunter-gatherer, agrarian, industrial, and information. In this new ultra-smart society, all things will be connected through Internet of Things technology, and all technologies will be integrated, dramatically improving the quality of life. To realize this new era, the government of Japan is doing everything it can to encourage various players, including startups and hidden gems among small and medium-sized enterprises, to come up with brand new and innovative ideas, to provide the world with solutions.